wave pressure, get this insurmountable advantage. Terrorblade suddenly is 7k ahead of the game, and now you can't fight because there's a tide waiting there to ravage.
Exactly, yeah.
But can you get there?
You've got to get through the lanes.
Well, let's see if they can repeat some results they've had so far. Game 2 generally is a success for Tundra. Can they do that again? We're finding out together with Moxie and Purge.
Well, we're seeing some things show up again here, such as the Samael Morphling, but this time we're seeing a hero that has not been picked in the upper division yet. We have the Terrorblade, and I believe he did have a couple buffs applied to him, Purge.
He did. I just looked them up. Okay, the first one that's probably most significant, his base armor got increased by 2. That is a huge amount of physical resistance. And against a Slardar who does all physical damage, this is going to be good. Like, him getting pressured and killed by Slar is going to be way more difficult. Oh, I see it's also got 4 more base damage, 1 more regen at the start of the game, and Metamorphosis is a little bit weak. So he's basically going to be stronger outside of meta than he was before, and within meta, he's still pretty much the same. So definitely laning stage is going to be stronger for him, but there's probably a reason that nobody else is picking.
Well, I mean, they definitely had difficulties during the laning stage earlier, so perhaps that was the idea. And also, we know that Skiter does like to play the Terrorblade. We've seen him do it quite a bit in the past. But I feel this time I want to see stacks coming out from the side of Tundra. I want to make sure that 33 is enabled this time around, because last time it felt like he was really hung out to dry.
He was, for sure. I mean, that was the nature of the jungle Veno, but it would have been better if they won their lanes, their safe lane a little bit harder, because then he could participate in some kills and caught up with his team winning. See how many bounties they get. It's gonna be hard for Fa to approach this. Maybe 1 to 2 is what it's looking like
the battle
for the Tundra side.
No, they should be able to grab up 2. So a nice even split to start everything off. And everyone's headed off to the lanes.
They got both wards. Dude, Liquid is just reading their mind. They killed the first one at the top rune spot where Fada had placed it. I think they just placed it blind or something, and they just found it. And this one as well. They must have seen them place it with the observer ward or something, or just guessed.
I mean, I would not be surprised if there was an element of luck involved, just because of the fact that Samael did get 3 double damage runes in that last game.
They're using their luck for the last couple games of the league. Dodged by Fada here. Gets the battery assault, dodges the stun. He's gonna get a lot more damage in as a result.
I mean, I guess on the plus side over here with the side of Tundra, you do have some kind of tankier heroes that can face up against the Slardar. The Lina, of course, is just really, really annoying. It's very difficult to deal with her as that 4 position, constantly, you know, tossing out those right clicks, but not quite as papery as last time.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a little bit harder for them to kill the TB, at least outside of doing meta for sure. They'll be fine. Yeah, they're doing a good job so far. That's the second life strike rate.
Fada's gonna be
vulnerable.
Yeah, I was about to say, Fada's gonna be the little guy who's taking all the hits for his friend over here.
And he doesn't have good armor. Clockwork is sitting at 2.2 base, so much less than the 9.7 that Terrorblade's working with right now.
Pretty wild to think about, right? You'd figure that a little robot would have enough armor, but not in this case. It's a silly game,
literally wearing a suit of armor. I think it's a person wearing armor. Or
really? It's a little person?
I think so.
I'm actually, somebody call up Slacks. We gotta know. I gotta know. I thought he was a little android.
He is. I might be wrong.
Purge, you're just leading me astray here.
Shouldn't bring the lore facts up, knowing my lore, I guess.
Never gonna forgive you. Bottom lane, though, does feel like 33 having a much more comfortable time having that Shadow Demon also there to help pass some of that harass off. So 33 looking all right here, but LSA, of course, coming through. It's Fada just making a big old target every time he tries to use those cogs and burns off with his mana.
Not for you.
It's a good goal. I mean, taking away Southern Crotch basically takes away last hit potential for Quakebutt. Where he can do things like stun right before Skater goes for a last hit. Things like that. Yep, bringing it again. And there we go. Slardar completely out of mana here. Taiga only has a Sage's Mask, so he can't feed him any way to get his mana back up. So kind of a nice method here. That's going to definitely make the lane feel a lot safer for Skater.
Bottom lane, Snake King. He's going to fall to Insania.
First blood comes with the first breath.
So the case, and it's not a robot, but he is part of King Folk. Okay, yeah, I was right.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Okay, so this is not terrible for Tundra's cores. Both Skeeter on the Terrorblade and 3-3 on the Tide are not the vulnerabilities in the lanes. It's going to come down to the supports that are the ones to kill. So if Liquid keeps targeting these and gets some lane advantage out of that, good for them, basically.
I'd like to see if Tundra is actually going to try to make these rotations and try to secure the runes again, because they did that last time, and it helped out. I mean, I was going to say it helped out 9 a little bit here, because, you know, he was able to get the top rune, and then the bottom one was denied from Sumail, but Sumail didn't seem like he cared at all, though.
Sumail's
This is nice, though. Those
He's
stacks.
got like a 15. He's got a 15 damage. Oh, he cleared those. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Sumail's got a 15 damage advantage in mid lane. He's got 6 denies versus Puck's 0 actually. So Sumail once again doing well in the mid lane. Yeah, Puck's a little bit more mobile, so it should be easier for him to get runes to gen.
It doesn't look like we're seeing anybody really make those rotations over here to help secure the runes. Bottom lane, though, you do get the Arctic Burn over here on 33. He's a big tanky boy, though, so not going to be able to quite burst him down. Just going to try to harass them for the time being. And now you do see that movement. All right, Snaking is going to go to the bottom spot. He's already got 9 here. So Sumail will be able to take the top water rune.
3-3 might be he's fine. They're basically hitting him with a lot of nuke, so much raw damage. Tide can struggle there. But Hood should help against that. And with 3-3 having a better game here, and with them having a potential Shadow Demon to save people from getting killed, there's definitely much better counter.
Well, Snaking making his way back bottom will rejoin here with 33. I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing some more stacking for himself and getting some of that. Yeah, over here you can already see the lane has been pulled off. Sania not willing to share any of this here with Snaking. We'll pop the Arctic Burn. Which, again, it's actually quite nice against the Tidehunter, too, right? The fact that it's got the percentage base.
Yeah, Tide has pretty high health, but not like insanely high. And if he takes too much damage, it does actually dispel it as well. So it kind of works, but it's like, Tide is just, he's looking really good in this game. He's gotten 3 points of Kraken as well. He legitimately wants to be able to solo lane against Void Spirit, and this could actually be pretty bad for Void. Because with Tide finishing his foot at this point, if he just picks up like a phase boots or something, 3-3 is going to contest this lane. And that's going to allow Snaking to leave too if he wants to.
Thought of putting a little bit more pressure here on Taiga in the top lane. Will land the LSA though. Perhaps he outplayed himself. They have the stuns. Can they finish off Fata? That was a question as they get another hit here. And down goes Fata. Snaking also teleporting up to the top area.
Skiter really couldn't do much there. He didn't really try to approach, but it's fine. Fine time for him with his huge armor. The right clicks from Lina don't hurt that bad. The right clicks from Slardar are not that worrisome in comparison. You might have some regen sustain issues, but like there's a 1k gold advantage going to Liquid side, and yeah, the Morphling is scary, but I think things are looking pretty good for Tundra. Now 3-3 gets to just bully Mickey. Every time Mickey runs forward, he just slaps him. This is a nice place to be in, like if you do go for this like max Kraken chokehold. I've done it once against an AM and it felt pretty good.
Do you see how deep of a ward Insania just placed over in the triangle area?
Oh yeah,
he spotted out the stacks too. Like he's got a lot of information over here. There's like a stack over to the side, but disruption. Snaking grabbing up the arcane. Can they make a play here? Is the question. The silence. Some mills. Already starting to morph it. So no burst, or enough burst damage, I suppose I should say, to really enable him here. As Snaking, he's trying to get there. He gets the deny off. Samil's got to be pretty miffed about that.
It's okay. He'll just morph and get all his health back.
What's a water boy without water, though, Purge?
True. Well, that was a bounty.
Well, yeah. I meant the bottle. I meant the bottle is, you know, a liquid, and he's also a liquid, so.
Oh.
You're going too literal on me, Purge, please. Over here, again, the cogs come out over here on Taiga. Snaking's there. Skeeter doesn't even, I guess he'll turn around. He's like, yeah, I could go for a hit here, but he's a little bit late. I'm not sure. Do they have enough? Yes, they do. They have enough stacks of that Shadow Poison to take down Taiga.
It was a little scary. That was only level 1 Shadow Poison. Shadow Demon was only level 2 there. So that was like close to him surviving, but he didn't kill, stabilize the lane. Net worth advantage is decent right now. TB about 500 net worth behind where is this? So maybe not the best, but yeah, 3-3's survivability is just, he's invulnerable now. He actually can't die in this lane, and that's why Shadow Demon is now roaming. I think we'll get stuff done. 3-3 level 7 now 2. I don't even know why they're trying. He's like legitimately unkillable, unless somebody rotates, I suppose.
Yeah, but you have a feeling that Smel's probably going to stay up here unless he gets a specific like rune of opportunity, or the fight actually gets brought to him, but yeah.
If 3-3 gets killable, yeah, they can maybe do something about it. Mickey used an Astral Step earlier to do some poke damage on 3-3, but I was like, what's the point? I think he's just figuring out now that Kraken Shell is maxed out. That's not something that's super obvious right away. You got to hit him a couple of times, check some numbers, and be like, okay, this guy's legitimately impossible to kill. So even though he's not going to farm necessarily as fast, just staying in lane is already going to do a lot for his hit. So
And it's interesting how they, oh, there it is. There's that double damager in for Tundra this time around. But yeah, you know, you saw the fact that Snake King, he made this rotation fairly early once they realized that 33 totally fine here, soloing this lane, not going to be pressured out. And now we get a smoke coming out from the side of Tundra, so perhaps they can make something. Insania, though, will be the one who breaks the smoke. Waning Rift coming out. It's going to just go over here to the high ground. Got a bit of vision. They have great heroes, actually, for that, as Insania now is just going to try to draw away their attention. He's going to tank the gank here for his core, though he does have the capability of staying alive a little bit longer. This is a lot of time that they're actually just spending trying to take down Insania. Eventually, they get him, but that is not the target that they wanted on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, they definitely wanted. I mean, they still could dive. They didn't use Dream Coil. That's the crucial thing here. Yeah, Mickey's going to TP away. It seemed a little lucky that Insania found him. He seemed surprised when he moved in there. It looked like he just wanted to put a ward down, but comes towards Fada. He's level 5. He's got a tango though, so he can actually get out of here.
Teleports are coming in though in mass here. Battery assault slows him down just a little bit. Mickey with a step forward over in the back lines though. 9 finds himself a kill on Taiga. They'll get the kill on Fata, but he's bought some time here for those supports to make the rotation, and 9. Can they do anything more, I guess, is the question.
Under attack.
Hard.
Especially with Mickey. Oh, and Insania. They're all making these moves as Sumail just continues to farm up and enjoy the space.
He's so strong with the DD though. Like, has some burst issues here, but with double damage. It was pretty simple for him to pick up the Lina kill.
Under attack.
Dodges the Corrosive Haze that would have come out. Here's a
Dire's
bottle refill.
middle tower
Fada's
is
back.
under
Maybe it'll
attack.
fight, but here it comes.
Looking for the Splinter Blast. 9 just immediately ducking away.
That Cogs was so good. Pushed back Quakeva, no chain stun. That would have gone
Dire's
Puck
top
really
tower
low,
is
maybe
under
dead.
attack.
And now they can defend.
Radiant's
What's happening in the
bottom
meantime?
tower
3-3's
is
taking his
under
own
attack.
tower by himself. He doesn't care.
Well, they can't.
It's going to touch him.
Yeah, they can't do anything against him right now. Everybody's here playing the top lane over on the side of
Radiant's
Liquid, so
bottom tower
33 is just, you know, a stark difference from game number 1.
It helps when you get a little bit of help at the start of the laning stage to get to that fast level 2 crackle. So he's queuing up Blink Dagger afterwards. He's got
Dire's
phase
middle
boots.
tower
He's
is under
about
attack.
you know, a third to the way to Blink Dagger, but now he's going to go mid and push out. Sumo pressures a little bit, and this is the next tower that Tundra doesn't want to lose. He's basically doing the typical off lane thing: get tanky and go in the lane that you want to pressure or that you want to stop your opponents from pressure.
I mean, this is the tower that you really need to protect. Obviously, you know, you're going to have the TB. He's going to be going and jungling during this time. But the middle tower, especially when you're going up against a Slardar lineup, is so incredibly valuable. You want to make sure that you can get in there fast if you have any sort of inkling that they're going for that early Roche.
Yep, exactly. You need that close teleport point, but 3-3 just tanks the tower.
Dire's
It's
top
hard to
tower
tell that's
is
hitting
under
him. He's
attack.
talking 54 of the damage. And the rest has to match up against his armor and his regen, which is still really high, so he's in a good spot.
He's taking a decent amount of damage, though.
He is.
It's slow, but he is taking damage in the bottom lane. Koifa, 9 is hunting, does end up getting stunned, though. They get the silence. They're just going to dodge
Dire's
away. They'll
top
go
tower
and throw
is
out
under
that
attack.
disruption over onto Koifa. Dream Coil's going to get used
Dire's
as
top
well.
tower has
It's going to keep
fallen.
plinking away. Ooh, 9? 9, you might be in trouble here. Doesn't want to snap that coil, though. We'll turn back around, focus attention over here to Snake King. Snake King may end up being the one who goes down here, but they have the illusory orb. Can they get over there fast enough? Yes, they can. They take down Koifa.
That was close, but a huge kill. Snake can get 6 out of that one. If they don't have Shadow
Dire's
Poison, they
middle
just
tower
don't have enough
is under
damage to
attack.
kill the Slardar there, but fought to the death, but wasn't quite enough for him. So Tundra's getting stuff on the map, unlike last game. These puck rotations with the help from their higher damage supports is making things work.
Ooh, Insania. It looks like the Terrorblade doesn't want to go after this, though. It does have that illusion over nearby.
Terrorblade's lifestyle is basically like he doesn't want to do anything for like 15 to 20 minutes if he can help, because he just doesn't do anything. If the fight comes to him and he can use meta, he's like, okay, sure, I'll do some damage and get some kills. But like, if he has to move at all, he's gonna have a bad time. It's just better for him to hit creeps almost always until he hits his item timings.
He sounds like a teenage boy. Mom, I don't want to do this right now. Give me 15, 20 minutes.
It's 25-30. Game went really long. It's sorry. It's not my fault.
Well, then you hope that he's actually, you know, going to show up and do things. But we do have some more of these stacks being farmed up, and that is the beauty, of course, of having this Shadow Demon, is he's able to help take these stacks, get a little farm for himself, help his team out, and now we've got the gang squad coming out from the side of Tundra. They're hoping that they can grab someone, maybe place down some vision too. But who is their lucky? It's going to be Koifa again. They have hook shot. Perhaps a little bit uncoordinated here, but the illusory orb comes in. The jump forward here from Nine, waning rift. They'll follow up with a dream coil, and that's a good winter's curse coming out as they go right back in. Smel's looking to just blow up someone if they can. This clockwork is not looking too healthy. Fata gonna try to run over here. He's got his little cogs up. This looks like he's gonna survive. Oh no, he's not. He goes down as Nine gets cleaned up by Mickey, making his own rotation. So big rotation coming out from Liquid to ensure that they can stir up their jungle. But in the middle lane,
move. They rotate over Skeeter at the same time that 3-3 is there, and they get the tower pressure.
they get the tower. They need to be careful here. 33, he's got the Ravage if they want to try to commit on this, but it looks like they're happy with this. They're satisfied. How much time do they have on meta left?
Just 10 seconds.
Yeah, so
like
that's probably why they didn't want to go in on that, right?
Is under attack.
I mean, they maybe could have ravaged, but they needed their opponents to go aggressive and make a mistake and overcommit for the ravage to feel good. But that was a really cool move by Tundra. At the same time that they smoke 3 heroes to go get a kill, they rotate the TP mid with the Tide, and then they take a tower. So they get 2 things accomplished. So even though the fight didn't go good, tactically it was still good for them. And the heroes that died, yeah, 9 died, that wasn't so great. But the other 2 were supports, so that really wasn't bad in the slightest for Tundra, because they just got more map control. So they can continue to pressure. Shadow Demon's got level 7 now, so his damage is high. They still have Ravage. They've got Blink on Tide. So now all of their rotations and ganks can be a little bit more effective from here on out. It's looking good for Tundra. They can definitely win this game.
The classic bait and switch, you know, the sleight of hand, like you're paying attention down here, but we are getting things done in other lanes. You love to see it.
And they smoke again.
I mean, they've got the Blink Dagger, you've got plenty of mobility here. You even have the Invis Rune over here on this puck if you want to get real cheeky.
I want to break the smoke.
Yeah, 33, the jump forward. It's again, Insania that they will find, so it's just going to get sandwiched by 4 heroes, and it's a quick pick off for the side of Tundra. I think if you're Liquid, you're perfectly happy with that, though.
They're doing such a good job reading their opponents. They know what timings are being hit, and they sat both heroes, Quakefoot to the right and Insania to the left, like, come on, let's break the smoke. Quakefoot comes over here now, which is cool. Pushes the lane out a little bit, gets a little farm, draws them towards the creep wave away from tower, so even though they have a kill advantage, by the time they get here, it's like, well, Insania's back up again, so keep buying more time to eventually make Morphling feel like a stronger hero.
I mean, Sumail has not been bothered. I don't think Sumail has shown up. Yeah, he's hasn't really shown up for any of these fights, really. He hasn't needed to. Just had all the breathing space in the world. He's got a Mount online now. They've just been hunting Koifa, and Insania has been breaking every single one of their smoke ganks.
Same build he went last time, fast Manta style. I mean, Manta got buffed for range heroes, so kind of makes sense. They don't die as fast. Manta illusions on Morphling are some of the best because he has just an insane abundance of agility, which gives him base damage. Illusions do damage based on their base, with sometimes some passives mixed in. And now Liquid making a move in aggressive.
They did just pick up the Blink Dagger on the puck Fata, though. Good positioning here. He's going to be the sacrifice as they use the Laguna Blade. Everything here to get rid of this little clockwork. They're being engaged, though. It feels like Skeeter doesn't want to give up these creeps.
It is a 3 stack of large creeps. That's a little scary.
It is.
Tower's more important. 3-3 goes to do that.
Let's have that blink.
Behind. Fought up in like 7 seconds anyway, so they can absolutely still regain territory here.
And they've been using the illusion to get some sort of vision as well, so Tundra not in the tightest of spots, even though Liquid is very much on the offensive here, as Koifa is challenging. He is pretty separated, though, from the rest of his team. Does have to be a bit careful about that, as Mickey is nearby, and they have the ward. Got this vision.
Sentry spots the ward, they regain their jungle as 5. Skeeter gets to resume farming. Pretty solid network, about the same as the Morphling right now. Still looking okay.
So does Sumail.
There's no big deal.
Sumail continues to farm. He immediately recognizes, okay, this is not happening. We're not having this fight. So you know what? I'm back to my triangle. And you can even see on the minimap, you can see that heat. Just the way that he's just stayed in the middle lane and then he's gone to farm. He realizes what his job is in this game.
Basically, very similar farming patterns is what you see on Medusa type heroes as well. You lane mid, you do well, and then you get other stuff.
Hook shot. You can see Insania waiting patiently. Does get off the heel to save. Koifa, though, jumping on in. Skeeter's joining in as well, though. Get the reflection. Mickey with the Astral Step does manage to finish the clean up staking, but he will fall himself as Koifa looking to reinitiate here with Smell. Gonna just immediately wait for him forward. try to burst down Fata. Not quite enough damage this time around. And 9 still sticking around. He's trying to get any sort of vision. 33 jumping forward here. Does manage to find the Lina. Nice Winter's Curse, but it's just a puck clicking away over here. Okay, with the illusions, that can do a decent amount, but this is still looking like it's going to be a dead Insania.
Nice fight for Tundra. A little surprised the Snake King didn't disrupt himself, but stuff happened pretty fast there. And then Fata stays alive. That's why you always leave the house with 2 fluffy hats, guys. It keeps you alive.
Radiant's
Very
top
important.
tower is under attack.
Quakefoot trying to get a pick off, though. He could grab either if he spots them.
Ooh, Fata. Look at them, they're coming. They're mad. Look at this, 33 with the gush. Hookshot comes in from Fata. He's like, you are hunting me? Well, we're gonna hunt you right back here, Koifa. So get Silence to follow up with that disruption and just start stacking up the poison. The clicks are coming out here. Who is gonna get the final hit? I'm thinking it's gonna be Snake King.
Alright, nice kill. Yeah, they have amazing vision advantage in their own jungle, and considering, I mean, we haven't seen a Ravage yet, guys, but it's important that the threat of the Ravage is on board, of course, because that's going to make it hard for Liquid to feel confident taking a fight. They're winning their engagements here. Pressuring the map. They're not crossing the map after getting these kills. TB's still farming really fast. Skiter doing a great job. He's got Manta finished of his own. He's working towards Scotty. That'll be really good against Morphling.
This is going to be a dead Insania, I have a feeling. Yep, with a rocket flare from Fata. Yoink, that's mine.
Those feel good. That was like a level 2 rocket flare. That was pretty amazing skill shot by Fata.
You know, he's just good like that.
Mine's a little... Okay, ulti's on top. Goes for the orb after the tower. Oh, and now the hook shot.
Yep,
He does
and Mickey, he does have the Assimilate though. They still have tabs on them. They've got the vision. There is the Yule Scepter coming into play as in the bottom lane. Skeeter, he's going to be able to take down Tiger. They actually go and they use the Ravage just for Mickey.
And in the meantime, Skeeter gets a kill on Taiga on the opposite side of the map somehow. I guess that was with help from, Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon ulti, and he runs him down with illusions, actually. That wasn't even meta. Illusions and a slow Lina. Good luck.
Not even necessary.
Dire's middle tower is under
Like
attack.
Lina was a little bit low mana, otherwise might have been able to... She had a 4-stat, but... Okay, great for Tundra. 3k advantage here.
It's definitely
Dire's middle
33
tower
just
has
spits in
fallen.
Sumail's face, says, go away, and Sumail says, no, this is mine.
This is another thing that for advantage is kind of interesting, that Tide Anchor Smash is really good against Morphling, actually, because it reduces your base damage, and Morphling is all base damage from agility. So if you get the 15 talent, you can reduce 80% of Morphling's
Money
damage
to burn.
when he's right-clicking.
Huh.
Well, it's a little difficult, of course, because he's flying around and uses Manta sometimes, but if they can apply that in fights, it's really going to limit what Sumail does. But right now, Roche is dead.
Yeah, look at the Fata. He scouts it out, but they don't have to worry about that Ravage right now. Fata, though, dropping down a sentry, realizes that they have the vision. I don't think... It looks like they want to try to contest it, but they're not going to be fast enough.
Roshan has fallen
Oh,
into
hook right into Koifa. And that's a dead Fata. You know, A+ for trying, though.
He had to move that way. He shot the rocket, so they know what area he was standing in. Then he has to move to a different place to try to hook. That way, he wouldn't get blocked, but this ward sees him moving over. So it gives Quake for the easy block there. Aegis is now up to make life safer for Morphling.
And look at how fast Tundra immediately beelines for the enemy jungle here. They're like, okay, we don't want to be in that area. We still need to be farming up, so we're just going to continue to, push out these waves and dodge them until they bring the fight to us.
This is cool, and Snake King jungling with his ally TB. He can disrupt an illusion, so it doesn't slow down Skeeter that much. He can give himself farm. Later on, he can disrupt Morphling to make amazing illusions that do 75% each of what Morphling does.
That's true.
So Shadow Demon could have some really big implications as this game continues, both with his TB and against the Morphling. If Snake King has a good game, this could be a really fun one to watch.
I think we're going to start seeing more of the Shadow Demon. I just feel like it's 2 value, right? You've got, ways to steal the enemy, right? You've got ways to, make those illusions, you've got to save, and then of course, like if you can get the Ags online, in this case, not quite as important, but the fact that it provides you with all those breaks, just too good, right?
It can be really good. This game not is needed, so I don't, he's not queuing up Ags right now, but if there was like a PA or some other heroes like that, yeah, it can be amazing.
But I also feel like they really just let Snake King get very greedy here. Like they really enable him, which I kind of like. Be careful, 33. Koifa, ooh, ships passing in the night though. Not going to land against each other as Sumail is feeling very emboldened. Of course, he has that Aegis. So he is just going to start putting the pressure down on the tower. Shadow
So
Demon
use
is
the Manta
bottom lane.
illusions to clear the creep too. That's so cool what they're doing. They just send an illusion all the way bottom to where SD is, and then he just disrupts
Radiant
it, and then he's just killing the
structures
tower.
are fortified.
Yeah, they just glyph that. I think they honestly maybe thought one of those was TB, but I'm not sure.
It feels weird that okay, we do finally get the Weird Shadow Demon teleporting into the fight now.
These illusions are doing great, actually. They just fought Morphling and did completely fine. Like 34 armor. That's a huge amount of armor. Morphling does a lot of damage, but him and the TB illusions have the same armor, and it's so much easier for Skiter to like put pressure on the map like this. He's got Scotty basically. One more creep, and there it is. Scotty finished for TB. Such a good item against Morphling. If he tries to morph his stats, he's going to have a bad time. Morphling just finished E-Blade.
Dire
So
are
yeah, he's got
scanning.
the solo kill power. Tundra's doing a great job keeping Liquid away from being able to initiate. They're not allowing Morphling to hit buildings because they're pushing waves out. And the rest of the heroes are sitting far back behind the illusions to be safe. But with the smoke, we will see a confrontation. Maybe we'll see that E-Blade do something.
Vata leading the charge. He's got some wards on him. 9 though does spot out Insania. He'd like to get a quick pick off. He does have that Dagon online, of course. So yeah, just a nice solo pick off over on the Winter Wyvern. As Tundra is now invading the triangle, and you can see Taiga's just already hightailing it out of here. You have the vision, but I don't think they want to dive this. Not this tower, not right
Top
now.
tower is under attack.
It's a hard game for Taiga to play this game. Like he didn't feel like stomp
Radiant's
his
top
lane as hard as he
tower
would have
has
liked,
fallen.
because he just couldn't do that much against the really high armor TV. Yeah, they killed Fada a bunch of times, but Fada's still been effective. And if he ever gets caught on the lane, he just dies. Dream Coil, Ravage, hook shot from Clockwork. He's gonna struggle, and it's hard for him to get past the TB illusions to the heroes he actually wants to cast his spell on. So hard to play lanes.
Oh, the save from Snaking immediately as Samil waveforms forward. Jump over onto the back line. Samil, is he going just a bit too far here as the signs of come back? You see Skeeter poking away. They follow up with a Ravage. Can they take him down? Yes, the first time they will be able to take out. And they'll follow up though. They do get rid of Snake King. Here comes Samil. Dream Coil is going to get used, and he's just leashed up. And look at this damage coming out now. He's going to have to use the E-Blade. The save is coming out again now from this Winter Wyvern, but they're going to go right back in. This is a dead Morphling. As now the hunt is on, and Insania trying to go up to the high ground is going to run out to Fata and 33, but the Scotty dims with the slow, the mobility coming out from Tundra. Insania says, please help me, and these creeps will not oblige.
I cannot wait to see the start of that. I think Morphling just tried to get a free gimme pick off on Fada there with the E-Blade combo, but he got disrupted, and as a result, they got illusions out. Shadow Demon got to instantly ulti the Morphling. Morphling started morphing stats. They ignored him for the start of the fight. Here he is. Oh, he had an invis as well. So here he is spotting.
Immediately.
I don't know why he was TPing already, but put him into a bad spot. He'd use Morph offensively. He couldn't get out easily. And at the same time, they put all the pressure into the Void Spirit. He used all of his Astral Steps. He ends up dying. SD dies on the backline, but they got everything else. And when he respawns here, he's got max strength already, so he doesn't have very much armor. And he couldn't wait for him because they saved Dream Coil for him. That was really well done by Tundra. Utilize all their skills so easily. That was cool. The cog break to make Dream Coil do a little bit more damage. Very cool.
It's very nice looking indeed. They also ended up having to use the BKB charge over on Koifa during all that as well. So a very costly engagement for the side of Team Liquid, especially considering that they did have the Aegis, and then the top lane, more action coming out. The hook shot, they used the Laguna over here. The taunt over onto 9. By a little bit more time, he's probably going to go down here as the silence. Yep, that is a dead 9, but the rest of them, Fata will be able to walk away from this engagement, so perhaps a bit too greedy.
It's a hard kill for sure. Void Spirit's got 2,200 HP and he had Yule, so I mean, good luck killing him with just those two heroes.
Better yourself from Fata. We'll just annoy him. He'll turn his attention back to some creeps.
It's just a little bit too dangerous. SC ulti's great. It's going to dispel all of his Astral or Resonant Pulse shield, so he doesn't have to take as much damage, but between those two guys, their burst damage isn't
Dire's
quite high
middle
enough.
tower
Dagon
is under
2,
attack.
Witchblade, it's got the damage, but it's just not high enough.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, this is take 2 now for the side of Liquid, as they're going to try to take the middle tier 2 tower again, where some of those high cooldowns are on, high ultimates are now on cooldown, coming out on Tundra, so they don't have to worry too badly, although there is the Ravage backup, so.
A little different build as well by Skiter. He's leaving his reflection at 1 skill point, and he's got a bunch of stat points as well. Makes sense. DP's like the perfect stat hero, very similar to Morphling. So just wants to be as tanky, high damage, high mana as possible. Even if reflection's amazing against.
Money to burn.
He's got the net worth advantage. That's what matters right now.
Yes, indeed.
The map, maybe we'll see Fodder get destroyed here.
They're going to try to get themselves a quick pick off, and they'll get it. This is something that I feel like Koifa and Taiga, it used to be Boxy and Taiga. They used to make these moves all over the map together, you know, finding these openings and trying to get quick pickoffs, and this can't. Skiter gets himself a nice double damage round.
I really like the pointer on Puck as well. He's already very burst damage focused, so being able to apply Witchblade from an extra 300 range every 5 seconds is incredible. Very good grab for him. Really good on Void Spirit as well. It'll probably end with the Radiant team picking him up. He'll probably get him also. Lots of burst damage on both sides.
Yeah, and the Agnum Scepter is now completed for the Morphling now.
Bottom tower is under
So
attack.
who's he trying to turn into? An ally, for sure. Probably... It's probably gonna Wyvern. Well...
Gives you that little extra range. You can have the...
fortified.
You have to stay in that form. Because it's like
Radiant's
a toggle.
bottom
I don't
tower
see how it works,
is under
but...
attack.
It's
Dire's
good on
top
with
tower.
Slardar.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Kind of,
fallen.
Guardian Sprint is dispellable though by Shadow Demon Ulti. One of the nice things about SD versus Slar. It probably just Void Spirit perhaps. Lean is okay. But none of them really scream out to me just yet.
Under attack.
Got a Satanic online for Skiter. BKB does get picked up from Mickey though, so see who gets the jump on who. Jump forward from 33 with a beautiful Ravage over onto 2. They just blow up Mickey almost instantly, and the hookshot comes in and slows down Koifa as Skiter dumps out the double damage. And that tower belongs to them.
Feels good after last game, all right.
Yeah.
Incredible on TV as well here with Satanic
Radiant's
picked
middle
up.
tower has fallen.
This pressure is not going to slow down here.
I mean, tradition says that Tundra takes the game too, usually, so... They've got to be feeling real good right now. Taiga, careful here. 9. Dagon coming out over on the back end. Not quite enough damage to take the time. Always going in with the orb. No, Smell, Rocket Flare. Not quite enough. Very close, though.
Well, he is slowing them down. I mean, he's got the permanent Arctic Burn here. It burns his mana, of course, but I mean, putting that extra damage on them consistently is going to make it harder for them to fight, but... Slow him down. It saved Lena's life for sure. He put the heal on him. He would have died to the Rocket Flare otherwise. That was pretty okay. Decent start to the first Ag's use. The other thing is it increases the cast range, I think, as well. Maybe that's just your other cast range. Yeah, here's the pressure.
The poke.
Puts the heal on him here, which after the orb is going to miss, then he uses it.
Smart.
Rocket Flare, that heals him for like 50 HP. He definitely would have died from it. Really nice save there.
What a team player, that's the male. And the next objective most likely is going to be the Roche as they're checking the pit. And getting themselves positioned. Look at all the vision. Look at all the wards coming out too. They'll find themselves a quick pick off on Fata. And is the position 5. The step for them. Mickey, is he getting a little too greedy here? No, the rest of the team is following right behind, but he's just so tanky. Gonna get 4 staffed up to the high ground, and they just disengage easily. And you can see these illusions are causing a lot of problems for the side of Liquid.
And Morphling's able to turn into TB pretty easily, since he should be able to, I think you can transform from the illusions. And then he can do the same thing, push out on the map a little bit, but it's a little bit more restricted. It's not quite always available, and it's been pretty clear that Skiter's been doing a great job. This is definitely the most annoying thing about playing against TB when good players do this. It is like, it's like playing against Ags with Shard. It's like the same thing. You just send illusions down a wave. These illusions are really hard to kill. It takes a lot of effort to do, and it's hard to take fights as a result.
Ooh, Taiga forcing away though. Does have Sumail waiting behind him. He's morphed into the Slardar. But look at this, they really want this Roche. It's up now. See the positioning. Got the Ags online here too, so got a nice little puddle.
Starts up too. Who's gonna get it?
Question, Mickey. Gonna poke his head in. He's one of those remnants. Just see if anybody's home. No one's visiting just yet, but you can tell that look at Nancy. They want to go knock on the door.
Not any really obvious shard grabbers here, but probably going to be either TP or Puck. We'll see. Definitely not going to be Jetpack, let me tell you.
I love Jetpack. I think Schofield picked it up in one of the SA games. He like dove into the base, bought a Jetpack, and just was like, see you later. It was like a cartoon. I think it's so funny. It's not very good, but it's really funny.
Radiant are
I
scanning.
wonder if Skiter is going to leave Reflection at one skill point so that when Morphling turns into him, he doesn't have a level 4.
That would be a next level play for sure.
But it also gives him, like, he just got the talent that makes his conjure image duration better, so it's like, I'm sorry, it's conjure image, I forget, that's not Reflection talent. My bad, confused.
You're fired.
I deserve that. I'd be a little surprised. He'll probably skill it eventually because it is
Hurt.
really good against Morphling.
We've got a big smoke coming out here from the side of Liquid. They're sweeping around. Koifa a bit off the mark. Rest of the team still hiding behind though. 9 already zipping away, and Mickey has gone pretty deep here. They have to be careful because 33. Okay, that is the BKB coming out. Fata though is gonna get burst down, possibly gets dried right back. That is the Laguna. Mickey, he will pop to Snaking as they do get a great Winter's Curse up, but the disruption coming out, saving some here from Snaking. Jump forward again from 9. They're going to try to pick off Insania. LSA does connect. Buys just a bit more time, but they go. They drop down that sentry, trying to see. As now you can see this Terrorblade. He's big, he's bad, he's scary, but he hasn't got his hands on anyone just yet. There is no Wyvern, though. They could potentially go into this pit. They see Mickey. The Ravage comes out. The dodge, though, with the Dissimulate. Mickey still alive. Samael thinking about going back in here. Taiga finding himself a kill on Snaking. That was a buyback, I believe. Koifa now the BKB duration as worn off as 9 poking away, and the hot Hookwork over on the back line. They get the kill over on the Koifa from 9. They just still keep chasing after them here. To get the kill on Skeeter, the follow-up here over onto Taiga. They need a little bit more hits here. They don't quite have it. Samael trying to dodge away. He's gonna go out towards the back line. 33 though, does find the kill. Snaking will fall to Samael.
Okay.
And these illusions are pelting him, but yeah, that was all over the place. 33 is still just doing his own thing over here. They have the Yules. This is looking like a dead Tide Hunter.
Alright, great
Radiant's
fight by
middle
Sumail
barracks are
there.
under attack.
Jumps in, guarantees the TB kill. They hit him with a bunch of disabled. I think Sumail turned into Puck, maybe? That's where the silence was coming from? Something like that. But ultimately, it started really well from 9. 9 got Mickey to overcommit, and as a result,
Sumail! 9! Oh my god, is he gonna get Mickey too? Alright, they're gonna buy a little bit more time. They do have the stun duration, so Mickey, he will survive. Oh, the flare coming out though! Oh my god. Fata, careful. Koifa's hunting. They've got vision on you. Sumail is not happy. He bought back. Zania opening up with that Arctic Burn. They chase after Mickey. Oh, the hook shot advises just a tiny bit of time, but not nearly enough as Sumail gets right back into that pit. He's got to be mad about that. Aegis picked up now for Sumail. You've got cheese on Koifa, and there's a little treat left inside the pit there for Mickey. This is immediately. Pew!
He got him so quick there, and that forced a buyback. They get Roach out of it, and there's Aegis on
look at that.
so it's not terrible, but
That last
it was really
projectile, it almost connected.
really close.
Got that BKB too with the rocket flare coming. Look at how chill Sumail is. He's just like, eh. Is that bubble tea? Man, I want bubble tea.
I mean, in a lot of ways, them getting Aegis over Terrorblade is a huge deal because
Dire's middle
with TB not
tower is
having
under
BKB
attack.
just yet, he did buy Satanic, so he has some outs, but not being able to sunder is the scariest thing. And ultimately, maybe the biggest issue in that fight was the Ravage from Tidehunter. 3-3 got a little bit too
Dire's
confident
middle
with his
tower
Blink Ravage. It didn't
has
catch anybody, and that's the skill that you need to buy yourself a second or two preset to get TB or a sunder off. And the supports also were targeted really effectively by quite quickly. So it's
Dire's
hunting the
middle
Shadow
tower
Demon,
is under
it's hunting
attack.
Fodda. Taking those heroes out of the fight is a big advantage.
I mean, the Shadow Demon has, that's their main source of save for the most part, right? So it's very, very important that they get that off. You can't have all those Shadow poison stacks just stacking up. I think it's definitely the right call to jump onto the back lines. Otherwise, you start to run into the issue that we've seen in other games when you've got, something like a Shadow Demon. I think we also saw, what was it? It was paired up with, like an Enchantress, and they're just allowed to sit so far back and just held out all this damage.
It's something that you got to deal with. But SD's benefit is mostly, in my opinion, about disruption,
Dire's
his
top
ulti,
tower is under
and
attack.
probably a soul catcher occasionally on the right heroes to burst him. But
We
now
do.
Liquid's got to continue pushing out their lanes, and but Tundra just wants to buy time until they get BK. Never mind, it's
They have BKB. I was just about to say it. Skeeter just picked up that BKB, and now it's smoke on smoke action. The question is who gets to jump on who first. Vata sitting on the low ground. Able spot out here. Sumail turning himself into the Winter Wyvern, trying to slow down. Oh, there's a jump forward. They immediately just delete Vata, and now Skeeter is forced to run away.
Invisibility.
Worse for the fight start, I suppose. They might go high ground. It was definitely scary for Tundra to be trying to cross the river there. I think going across in that position is just going to be way too difficult.
Ooh, the
Pick
trickster
up for
cloak,
TB.
though.
Very good here. It's going to
Excellent.
double up his, give him more evasion, and some necessary magic resistance too against others.
All right, so a bit of a reset after that pick off. Again, I think they spotted the BKB now over in the Terrorblade. At least they're going to be able to now, for sure, as they make their way through, but interested to see what the next move is here.
Still missing one tier 4 item on the Tundra side. TB currently holding both of the tier 4 items they have.
Leaping forward, they see Quaifa immediately. They want to silence him up, and they'll go and follow up with the BKB. Skeeter is here, though. He's got his own BKB, so it doesn't really matter too much that they have that E-Blade. So they'll be able to take out Quaifa this time around.
Trying to slow down Sumail.
Oh, he's still trying. He's chasing after him. Sumail, can they get it off? They have the hookshot. They have the ravage. They want to get rid of him. He's all strength north, though. He's got the silence, so he's going to have some longevity. Battery assault, cogs as well. Just going to be waveform away over to Insania. Go back in, though, is a question over on the back. Mickey was trying to make some plays. He's got the BKB, but this Scotty, of course, doing so much for slowing him down. The jump forward, though, they have their eyes over on Mickey, and it looks like he's going to survive. He even goes and drops that Aether Remnant just in case. Nine just a little bit further than that, but of course, the rest of the team cannot follow up with this puck, so he'll back off.
He's doing great. Shard making a big difference there. Giving him some ability to escape after the dangerous backline dive he did. But Ravage trading for Morphling didn't end up being worth it. They interrupt the TP, but he just got away. They need the TP there, I believe, to hit him with the Scotty. Otherwise, he's just a little bit too fast. He buys time to get waveform charges off, but otherwise, the fight start was good for Tundra. They used the Ag Stream Quill for Puck on the Slardar. Once they pick off Slardar, they don't have to worry about their backline supports as much. Their supports can defend themselves against Morphling and the Void Spirit a bit, but Slardar just like way too much single target survivable damage.
Is this a situation where you want to see the supports possibly pick up something like an Aeon Disc, especially the Shadow Demon?
Yeah, he's aiming for it right now. He's on his way. It can help a huge amount for sure. Clockwork has the Force Staff, so he's definitely can protect himself better against the Slardar than SD can. SD doesn't want to have to ulti Slardar, for example.
Oh, Nine is haunted. He's silenced. He's stunned, and now he's dead. Assimilate stuns for 2.5 seconds. Oh my god.
And he got silenced too, and that's something that's kind of significant actually. Nine hasn't bought himself Euls this whole game, and Mickey bought like Egg's first item. That's like the first time he got killed by him, so it's pretty impressive that Nine's been able to avoid getting solo killed this long. Seen instead on having as much damage as possible for the other heroes.
Yeah, but I feel like Euls is totally, it's always built into, or not built into, but like it's always in the build, right? For a Void Spirit, because it's really good. No, for the Void Spirit especially, because of the fact he's able to set up, and then he also uses it as a save. Like Puck, it's a little more aggressive. Yeah, 33 picking that up early. Soul Catcher, they've got a lot of damage here. They've got the Scotty. They already went with the hook shot, though. Nice save here coming out from Sumail. He's turned himself into the Winter Wyvern. He's looking for this opening. He's going to wave forward. And there's going to be the buyback now from 9. BKB coming out from Skeeter as he's trying to hunt down Sumail. He's not quite finding him over here. More buybacks coming out. The jump forward here over onto Sumail. He's still hexed up. The stun, though, coming in the follow-up with that Ravage. Can they finish him off in time? Yes, they finally managed to burst down Sumail. As now 9, he's bought back for this. He would like to get himself a kill. He finds himself Taiga over into the corner. Still Skeeter who's going to get the final hit off. And the hunt is on. I don't think you can catch Quaifa in this river. He is far too fast, but 9, he's trying pretty hard here. He's got that illusory orb. Gets the silence, just keeps poking away. But this is a bit of a candy kill here, Purge. They don't have any way to go and grab him, and there are more important objectives on this board, I think, right now.
That's tough in the river. He's just so
He's just a
fast.
motorboat.
That fight was crazy though. The fast hex pickup here, not an item Tide often gets, but he hasn't gotten a new item and all. Picks up the hex they used to initiate, which is really effective. Skiter tried to use his Ag's Terror Wave to transform to do a chain stun, but it wasn't able to hit in time. So as a result, Void Spirit gets BKB off, and things look bad for Tundra, but they were able to get the pick off on Void Spirit as he escaped. 9 dove past him. They got him with the Dagon, the bonus damage. And that's kind of what opened up the rest of the fight for them.
Radiant's middle
Now they
barracks
can just
are
make an
under attack.
army of illusions to push, and they don't have to really commit very hard. 33 is just, you know, he's showing off here. Right here is the Zap. What are you gonna do about it? Big tanky lad, you don't have your big boys up right now.
Attack.
So many illusions. It's like a PLCG in the high ground or something.
Yeah, it really is.
Neon
Quite
pick up for Puck.
Koifa's trying to man fight over here with this 1 TP illusion, and it's just looking really rough. Yeah, we talked about the Ion Disc earlier for supports, but also it has been picked up for the Puck as well. And I feel like that's very necessary, especially, like we said, for the Shadow Demon. Extremely necessary that he's able to survive and get these spells off during the fights.
Because it's not a big deal at all if Shadow Demon doesn't deal damage for a couple seconds. He just needs the utility of his abilities to buy his team a lot of time. So Shard picked up on Quake as well, kind of interesting. Applies Corrosive Haze on illusions and creep waves and stuff. So he'll be able to push this out a bit faster.
Pretty necessary, I would say, considering.
Does a lot more damage with his
top tower is
Slithering
under
Crush
attack.
now. So I think he's using it as like an ability, helps him push waves basically. So it's kind of a cool pickup. Really something you get out of Slardar is fast pushing of waves. But he needs it against TB.
An onslaught reminds me of the how many little trivia. How many TB illusions have been killed, Purge? How many would you guess? I'm gonna say 36.
I think it's I'll say 27.
Drum roll, please.
Died naturally.
45.
And then whichever one's not dead afterwards, you ulti the other guy again. And so it's like 2 carries are just completely taken out of the fight because of the major slow. And if one of those is Slardar and he doesn't get to use Guardian Sprint, it's really valuable in making Slardar dive to the back lane.
All right, Liquid.
Scary.
They're smoked up and they're hoping that they can make something happen here. 33 is, of course, the one forward. 9 is here as well. Step forward. Oh, they follow up, though, with the Dream Coil. And there it is, Skeeter, trying to just do as much damage, but that's going to be a nice Witch's Curse over on the back line as the Ravage does go off here from 33, and they're trying to just force. See, he can't get over there as he just loses Mickey immediately. The BKB coming out now from Skeeter as they're hunting Insania. Can they grab him, though? They've got the silence. They need maybe one more hit from the Puck. Knight's going to get himself a double kill. Over on the back lines, though, they do manage to go disrupt Samel. Samel, he's in trouble. He does have the BKB, but look at the stunning damage. Look at the amount just coming forward here. He's going to try to waveform up. They don't quite have that vision, although 33, he's trying the best he can. That is scary. And there's a gem dropped over here on the ground, too.
This 9 doing such a good job in that team fight. Smoke breaks. They were able to phase shift. Tide blinked back, and then he gets a big Dream Coil and 2 heroes. And now catching Slardar the other side with this ward.
Oh, the hook shot. He is locked down. They have the damage, the force over to the side, and Fata will get the kill.
That is absolutely not a ward that you expect on the Liquid side, because it's been a long time since they were aggressive there, but that Observer ward near the Secret Chop spots him out and they get another kill on the map, whereas normally Slardar would be able to get a couple creeps killed, maybe finish his AC here, but no, instead they get the map control. Roche is going to go into the pit. It's a Refresher Shard. No free axe from the Shard. Go on. It'd be amazing on 9. It'd be really good on Tide out there. Pretty safe on TB.
Everyone's a good candidate
Yeah.
at this point. There's nothing that Liquid can do here. Okay, still down for 40-something seconds. No buyback. They do have buyback on Quake. They got buyback on Taiga, but these are not people that want to dive into that pit, so Liquid a bit on the back end now.
Oh, they go high ground. Still got a couple more.
Look at this illusion. He's just chewing through the buildings. Bata's
really
just
good.
playing around a little bit here. He's thinking about, maybe doing that hook shot. Knows exactly what Samel is. This is the problem. You just keep throwing out all these illusions. 33, he's taking a little bit of damage over here. It's very slowly getting chipped down, but he's forced forward. They get the Hex off immediately, and they just blow up Samel. He's dead.
No buyback.
He's got no buyback. They're going to go for the finish here. Tundra, they want this. Koifa, he's going to be forced to buy back here. They can't afford to lose these buildings this quickly, but I don't know how they get in there. Look at this damage. Look at these snowballs being tossed out. The Scotty damage from skiter as they just start mowing through. Koifa over onto the back ends, get the size off here over on spot, so they'll be able to get the kill on the clockwork. But this is not looking good now for Koifa. The LSA buys a little bit more time. The fear just pushing him right back, snaps the coil. They'll take down Koifa. Now Mickey is also trying to run. They use the Ravage. They want to get rid of him. There's no buyback on 4 of the players here on the side of Liquid Tundra. They do it. They take game number 2 and tradition that they like to. And Liquid is going to go down and lose this game.
Tundra played so good this game. I say the only pressure that came was on